Well. How are you? How are you? Let's get this stream started. How are you on Twitch? How are you on YouTubes? How are you, internet as a whole? Guys, my gals, my non-binary pals are about to hop in. We're gonna do some vertical speed drawings. Y'all know the routine. Trying to get to 1,000 subs. Appreciate you being here. Come hang out. Come chat with me. If you're at Twitch, go to YouTube. If you're at YouTube, go to Twitch. I don't care. Stay where you're at. They're all good. But we are going vertical on the YouTubes. We want to get that sub count up to 1,000. Power level 1,000. And that's what we're gonna do. Anybody has any requests, feel free to let me know. Let's pull the graphic down. All right, y'all. 6:09, we're gonna launch the vertical in uno momento. So let's go ahead and start pulling this music down. And we're gonna start our first drawing in 30 seconds. Y'all ready? All right, let's roll. Okay, I gotta pull up the stream here. Hello, YouTubes. How are you today? We are live on YouTube, vertical, horizontal. We are restreaming like crazy. Let me find the chat here for the vertical so I can pull it up on my screen here. And then we'll get to drawing. Yeah, I got 100 chats open right now, so that's convenient for me. What's up, loves? What's up, Scoop? Nice to see you. How have you been? How was your weekend? Haven't seen y'all since Saturday, huh? Something like that. How are you, loves? How are you, Scoop? Nice to have you back. That's wonderful to have some regulars here in this vertical chat. Tell me, loves. Tell me, Scoop, what you've been doing. Anything new, creative that you've been doing? You've been listening to any new music, playing any new video games, watching any new television shows or movies? Maybe you've been making some of your own art. That could be fun to share too. What's up, Flag? Look at you in the vertical stream first. Dang, there's a first time for everything. Love says school, been doing poster boards. You just watched the Demogorgon video? Very cool, Scoop. Yeah, I need to do some editing. Any of y'all editors want to help me get some of these videos edited? But I appreciate you. There's a ton of videos to go back and watch. I'm trying to get updated, editing them all, but there's a lot of them. But thanks, Scoop. I appreciate you watching them. Be sure and comment and like them too. Scoop, you've been writing a movie? That's very cool. Scoop, you've been doing poster boards? Tell me about the poster boards. Scoop, tell me about the movie you're writing. That's very interesting. I like to hear it. Alright, so when you see the face, y'all be sure and let me know. Oh, this is a wild one today, huh? Look at that. Crazy. Crazy. Sometimes you just gotta let the drawing draw itself. Who knows where it ends up? Whoa, this is kind of scary today. That's what I'm doing with this style of drawing, is I'm trying not to control it and just kind of see what kind of drawing comes out. I guess we see a face there, right? Oh, Black History Month, amazing. Scoop, it's about two boys that get stuck in an attic, and I'm only writing it because I'm getting post Stranger Things depression. Very cool, Scoop. Are you doing like fan fiction? Or are you doing an original story? Flag is here in the chat with us, and she does like fan fiction for the Has Been Hotel. But maybe she can talk you through a little bit of like finding your audience, because I think she has some people reading her stuff pretty regularly. All right, we're gonna smudge around a little bit to bring out some middle tones between the dark and the light. Build some contrast, some dynamics. Yep. Bring up our eraser. I'm writing with my cousins. Oh, it's always nice to have creative friends, you know? It's always nice to create with your friends. K-pop group I like. Oh, that's cool. Tell us more. Tell us more. So now we're just gonna bring out some highlight. This. Flag, how have you been? What have you been up to? How are things with you? What's new? Give me an update on all the things. How's that? Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We'll try another kind of eraser, see how it comes together. I sure love y'all getting along in the chat. I appreciate that. Really cool to have some people in the community. Y'all seem very kind and supportive of each other. I appreciate y'all being like that in the community. It's nice having that kind of community, you know? I appreciate that. So I noticed y'all being kind and supportive to each other. And hey, y'all, be sure and like the stream if you haven't yet. Appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, give us a subscribe. Here's some close-up details if you'd like to check them out. Can I have some ideas for the movie you're making? Oh, look at y'all. Scoop, have you ever heard of the Blake Snyder beat sheet? I have a couple YouTube videos where I teach how to use it. Scoop, did you know I'm a film writer? I've written 10 films, probably. All right, let's do another one. But if you're writing anything, I encourage you to go check out the Blake Snyder beat sheet. If you need some happy songs, like, oh well, that's very cool. Loves you. Are you a musician? What kind of stuff do you do? All right, so let's do another two-hander here. Y'all ready? Like that. As soon as you see the face in the chat, you gotta tell me you see it. You see it? Something like that. Yeah, see how I'm doing it with two hands here, so part of the thing is learning to let go of control and just kind of allow the process to unfold under your hands. Oh yeah. I started. Scoop, you're kind of having a hard time following the Blake Snyder beat sheet. What are we talking about? If you want to meet us on Twitch for the after party, we could do a link you to some stuff. But I'm doing visual arts this stream, but we also do streams where we talk about screenwriting and things like that. If you go look through my live stream, there's one where we break down screenwriting you might be interested in. I play flute for fun. I do make a few songs. That's cool, loves. Are you Scoop? You got to go check out the Blake Snyder beat sheet. I play flute for fun, but I do make a few songs. That's very cool, love. How are you making the songs? Are you recording them on your computer or something like that? When you say you're making songs, how do you make them? Also, playing flute, that sounds awesome. Maybe we've talked about it before. Sorry, sometimes it's hard to keep up with all the chatters on the different platforms. Cool. I want to hear about it. Check it next time, Scoop. I see you on stream. I'm gonna ask you if you checked out the Blake Snyder beat sheet. It'll help your writing so much. It helped my writing so much. So if you're wondering, the way I'm drawing here is I'm kind of like not trying to worry too much about what I'm drawing and just kind of allow myself to go through the process. You know, kind of convince myself that none of this is important. And then over time, each little line that doesn't really hold a whole lot of importance by itself, you know, they start to add up into this larger picture, you know, that's bigger than the sum of its parts. And that's what I'm doing here. Now I'm using an eraser kind of like white charcoal. But it's just an eraser. Let's bring up some contrast in the eyes here. That's a pro tip, no matter what kind of art you're making. Wherever you put high contrast is where the audience is going to go. It's where their attention is going to go, whether you're making a film or music or drawing a picture. Wherever there's the most amount of contrast, that's where an audience's attention goes. Yeah. There's another one, y'all. Burning through them pretty quick, huh? I forgot to tell you I added some of your songs to my playlist on YouTube. Oh, thanks, Scoop. I appreciate it. I'm going to release a song every month this year. I appreciate you listening. Here, want some details? Be sure and like the screen. Be sure and like the stream and sub to the page, please. Great, thanks, Scoop. I'll keep posting them to the YouTubes. You know, I want to do a music stream here. I just worry that it might get confusing. You know, if you show up to see me drawing and I have a guitar, might be a little confusing. All right. Y'all ready? Let's do something. Let me go sharpen these pencils. All right, we're back. Yay. Thanks, Scoop. I appreciate the encouragement. Nice to have some people on your side, you know. You know, you make art or you make music or whatever it is you do creatively, and you just put it out into the world, and you hope at some point somebody somewhere listens or gets it or understands or like sees what you're doing, you know. And by Scoop, you coming in here and saying that, you know, you've been listening to my tunes and you put them on a playlist. I appreciate the support. You know, I'm sure as an artist, I'm sure you understand. It means a lot when people give you their time. I mean, that's what love is. Love is time and attention, and you're giving my artwork time and attention. And I just want to acknowledge that. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being part of this community. I appreciate you checking out my art. Thank you so much. And if you so happen to want to share it with others, I don't know if you, and also I don't know if it's only on YouTube is where you consume your music mostly, but I have a couple albums on Spotify as well. If you want to go check that out. Let me check it out. You have how's that work? No. Try to I'll pull up your YouTube channel. I'll go check some out. How come we got it's just Gabriel Saint. Thanks, loves. It's just Gabriel Saint on Spotify. That's my name. And you know, if you look at the all those albums from Spotify, whatever, I think are also on YouTube as well. It's just all under my name. Oh, thank you, Scoop. What kind of edits do you do, Scoop? You said you do some edits on YouTube. What kind of edits? See, now I'm just kind of using this eraser to pull out some highlights. Is that good enough? Something like that. What do we think? And some more contrast. Something like that. I can get down with that. I can get down with that. That takes some time, y'all. I'm just blowing through them tonight. What do we think about this guy? What's up, Juan? Welcome to the chat. Do Joe Carey edits and Stranger Thing edits. Very cool, Scoop. Here's some close-ups. You want to see some close-ups of my scribbles? Be sure and like the stream if you can. I'd appreciate it. Sub to the page. Keep the stream alive. I'd appreciate it. Go ahead and like the page. I mean, sub to the page and like the stream. Get some more people in here. Let's do another one. All right, y'all ready? Be sure and like the stream and sub to the page if you think this is cool. Can you draw with two hands? Have you ever seen someone draw with two hands like this before? As soon as you can tell what I'm drawing, let me know in the chat. Be sure to like the stream and subscribe, please. What you think? Juan, are you an artist? Welcome to the chat. Hi, Megan. Welcome to the chat. Thanks for being here. Be sure and like and subscribe. Megan, are you an artist as well? If you are, what kind of art do you make? You know, and the kind of art I'm making here is like trying not to be very judgmental of myself. I'm just being kind to myself and allowing just to kind of have fun and pushing the charcoal around the paper. And my main goal is not to draw the perfect, most organized, proportioned picture, but more to just kind of draw a picture that's fun, that's relaxing, that doesn't have any pressure. I'm kind of setting out to be prepared to maybe draw something that doesn't look good or that I don't like. And in order to kind of relieve some of the pressure, I want to remind you that you could do that too. What's up, Hamburger? You're so good at drawing. Thanks, Hamburger. I appreciate it. Megan, Hamburger, be sure and like the stream here and subscribe. I appreciate it. Hamburger6, are you an artist as well? If you're an artist, what kind of art do you make? It was very nice of you to come in here and say something kind to me. I appreciate it. What kind of art do you make, Hamburger? Thanks so much for being kind. Welcome to the community. A lot of the people here are also artists too, so feel free to share and make some friends in the chat. Nice thing about this kind of stream is we end up with a bunch of creative artists in here. You know, have a nice community of creative people. So I'm just, again, like, I'm not trying to judge myself too much on the drawing here. I'm using an eraser as like a white piece of charcoal, but I'm kind of actively reminding myself that none of this really matters and I'm just making art, and the end product isn't as important as the process. So I'm just kind of, instead of spending all my time like thinking this has to be perfect or this has to be realistic, I'm actively reminding myself that it doesn't have to be anything, except it just has to exist, you know, and I just keep reminding myself it doesn't have to be in the right place, it doesn't have to be correct, it just has to be. And I think part of that active process allows you to make a certain kind of work. But it takes practice, building that muscle in your mind that allows you to not judge yourself while you're making art. It kind of allows you to just focus on, you know, things that make you happy rather than things that stress you out. Does that make sense? Hamburger, hi, do it, be sure and like the stream and subscribe. Hamburger, what kind of art? All right, so we've done a lot of faces today. Maybe let's do some blues musicians. I know I like blues guitarists. If anybody else wants to make some requests, otherwise I'm doing what I do. Oh, I didn't show y'all details of this one, huh? Here, you want to see the close-ups? Thank you, Scoop. Flag, you still hanging out with us? All right. Yeah, we're blowing through them tonight. I gotta take my time or I'm gonna run out of paper. All right, so let's do let's do some blues musicians. All right, here we go. Something like that. Okay. Okay, as soon as you can see what it is, you tell me. See, and I can draw with two hands, and sometimes I can draw with two hands at one time, like this, but sometimes I have to do right hand and then left hand, right hand and then left hand. So it's still taking some practice to kind of perfect it. You know, and some of it is like allowing my hand to make mistakes. You know, it's gonna make mistakes. And we're gonna roll with it, you know? And I think there's something to that. Some fingies here, some fingers here. That's how I draw fingers. Something like that for the fingers. Something like that, maybe. Just trying to bring out the guitar a little more. Something like that. What do we think? Is it someone playing guitar? Yes, Megan. Good guess. Nailed it. Good job, Megan. Welcome. Look who showed up. Coming in hot. Megan with the participation. Thank you so much for playing along to our little drawing game. Yeah, thanks. And I'm looking at a picture here, and I am like, I'm drawing what I see here, but I'm also like actively reminding myself constantly that none of this matters, and that we're just each line is what's in the focus. And I'm just gonna have fun drawing each little line, and I'm not going to concern myself with how realistic or how perfect or how close it is to my reference. None of that matters in this exercise. The only thing that matters is that I'm moving forward, and that I'm making art, and that it's feeling fun. Because at the end of the piece of art, I'm gonna be as surprised as you are with what it looks like. And also, I'm telling myself I don't have to like it. It doesn't have to be visually pleasing for me. It just needs to be relaxing and fun. And, it's an exercise in understanding what's kind of really important and what's not important. And when you start to do these kind of drawings, you start to realize that, man, a drawing could be really wonderful and really fun, really captivative and interesting and impressive. And it doesn't have to be realistic, And some of the most impressive pieces of work throughout history um, might not be perfectly representative. They might be expressive, and I think a lot of wonderful art is expressive. And I think realistic art is very beautiful and respectful, and I love realistic art as well. Um, but also, I think sometimes it doesn't have to be real. If everybody worked on all of their pictures to be realistic, then everybody's pictures would look like photographs, and nobody's pictures would look any different than anybody else's. And I don't think that's a very interesting world. And I think the more you allow your little nuances, your little mistakes, the more you draw the little lines that only you can draw, I think the more uh, the work becomes your own. The more you kind of define a style, you know? And if you correct all your mistakes, then you start to lose style, and your work starts to look like everybody else's. And I'd encourage you to give that a shot. Try to get out there and make some work that's not necessarily like got to be perfect or doesn't put a lot of pressure on you, but just go out there and make some art that's fun, you know? Make some work that doesn't make your life harder. Make some art that makes your life easier. There's so many things in our life that add pressure, that they add to all the negativity and all the conflict. And art doesn't have to do that. Remember, you can make art that's uplifting and expressive, and it doesn't have to be realistic. It doesn't have to be anything. It just has to be. I think the world is a better place because it has art in it. It doesn't have to be all the art that I think is realistic or perfect. I think just a world with art, different options, Makes the world a better place. It doesn't matter good or bad or indifferent, but just having art in the world, having people express themselves, I think makes the world awesome. And I'm not saying great art makes the world awesome or realistic art. Any kind of self-expression, I think, makes the world better. You can do that. Go make the world better. Thanks, Scoop. What do y'all think about the close-ups here? Hey, Olivia. How have you been? Welcome back. Y'all know me. I'm drawing jazz musicians and portraits. But if anybody has some requests, let me know. It's nice to have you back, Miss Olivia. What do y'all think? All right, so let's do maybe one more drawing and then maybe, what's up, Arthur? How are you? Welcome. Be sure and like the stream, sub to the page. I'd appreciate it. Let's flip through real quick, see what we got. All right, by the way, this is my face if you haven't seen it. What's up, Arthur? Dragon, is that a request for a dragon? I think we could do that probably, Megan. So let's look some of the drawings from other streams. Here was a request for a dinosaur. Is a dinosaur close enough to a dragon, Megan? Because here's our dinosaur request from last week. But if it's not close enough, maybe we could do a dragon. Do you have a particular dragon, kind of dragon that you like, Megan? Can you tell what this one is, y'all? Nice. Yeah, what's up, Wolfman? Welcome, Wolfman. How you been? Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, somebody flipping a skateboard. We're gonna do a little after party on horizontal, Wolfman, if you want to stick around and chat. I might do one more sketch on vertical, and then we'll do a little horizontal after party. So anybody that's here in vertical, if y'all are hanging out, y'all want to come hang out afterwards on horizontal? Wolfman, how are you? You still working on your animations? Are you working on schoolwork? What's been up? What's new? How are things? Oh, I heard somebody post something in the Discord. Be sure and like the stream. Subscribe to the page, please. Wolfman says he's still working on animations one line at a time. Yeah, we do know that those animations take a lot of work, don't they? All right, and that's the last drawing we did. Does anybody want to make a request? I know Megan requested a dragon. Megan, have you subscribed to the page, please? You must subscribe to make a request. And anybody that's already subscribed in the chat, if you want to make a request, let me know. Wolfman, do you want to make a request? Otherwise, I think we'll do a dragon. Can't promise it'll be wonderful. I haven't drawn that many dragons. But that's part of the process here is that we're just going to trust it. We just gonna trust the process and see what happens. All right, y'all. So I guess we'll do a dragon then. And then we'll call it a night. I appreciate y'all being here, hanging out with me. It's important to me when y'all show back up and y'all talk to me and y'all become friends with each other. Shedding its scales like a lot. Okay, that sounds like a lot of work, Wolf man. You're just making my job harder. I'm gonna draw a dragon, but it's gonna be a simple dragon. I don't know about shedding the scale. That's a lot of work, Wolf man. You're right. I did ask. Okay, but we're just gonna do like a simple dragon. Let's see how it works out here. Okay, something like that. Gotta be honest. I've drawn a lot of dragons, but maybe we can make it work. All right. All right. So Megan, Olivia, Arthur, Scoop, Wolfman, Hamburger, Juan, Loves, everybody here in the chat. If you haven't heard it recently, I just wanted you to hear that. I love you. I'm proud of you. And the world's a better place because you're in it. And I don't want you to forget that. I'm glad that you're here in this community with us. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here hanging out with us. And I appreciate that. And I noticed that. And I just want to say thank you. And that I'm happy that you're part of this world with us. And that you should be proud that you're here in this world with us. And that I'm sure, just like everyone, we're all dealing with so many different kind of conflicts in our life on a regular basis. So whether you're dealing with conflicts from school or from work, or from your personal life, you might have conflicts from loved ones, from your wife or your girlfriend. You might have conflicts from school, from your job. Sometimes we just end up with conflicts within ourselves. Maybe you're having a bad mental health day, or maybe like you're having a hard time with your physical health. Um, there's so many different conflicts we have in our life, and like even the best days can be tough. And I just want to remind you that you're not alone, and that I'm glad that you're here and that you have this wonderful creative process. You can take all these negative feelings and all this conflict that you deal with your life, and you can put it into a drawing, you can put it into a song, you can put it into a film. So when you're dealing with the tough times in your life and you're dealing with conflict, I don't want you to forget that you're a superhero, and you have this superpower that you can take negative emotions and negative feelings. You can take negative conflicts that build up in your life and you can transform them into something positive. Hey, Sherry Caracol. Please like the stream and give us a subscribe. But yeah, I just want to remind you that when you do have those conflicts in your life and you are dealing with some of that negativity that starts to pile up on you, I want you to remember that that's what art is for. Art is not for drawing these perfect pictures. Art is not about the end product. You know, like that's where people get confused with AI. Sure, AI can make a pretty picture, But AI can't go through the process. And the magic is in the process. So I want you to remember that when you are having a bad day, when you are dealing with conflict in your life, because we're all going to deal with it constantly, I want you to I want you to remember that you can take all that negativity and you can be a superhero by creating something magical and something positive when you're dealing with all that negativity. So when you're dealing with all that conflict that stacks up in your life, I want you to go draw a picture about it. I want you to write a poem about it. I want you to make a film about it. All your favorite artists, all your favorite cartoons, all your favorite characters, they're self-expression. Your favorite artists were expressing their feelings through their artwork, and it was keeping their life positive, and it was keeping the experience they're having with their loved ones positive. And it's the process that does that. So I want you to remember that when you're making art, that it doesn't have to be pretty. And sometimes you can set out to make ugly art as long as you're expressing yourself. So when all that negativity does start to pile up on you, and it is something that happens, it happens to the best of us. I want you to remember that when you have a bad day or you do deal with conflict, whether it's from yourself or from school, from loved ones, from your wife, your girlfriend, uh, your just like mental health, physical health, that art is your superpower. You can go lock yourself in a room alone and draw a picture and feel better. But you have to actively express yourself in the piece of art. You have to actively take that bad day out on the piece of art. So when you do decide to do this, take all that negativity and just put it into the work. Remember, don't take it out on your friends. Don't take it out on your community. Don't take it out on your loved ones. Don't take it out on yourself. 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 Take it out on art. You are that person. You can do it. It doesn't have to be drawing. It could be music. It could be scribbling. It could be painting. It could be writing. It could be filmmaking. But you are that person, and you have that superpower. You might not realize it yet, but you will. You can make that artwork that changes somebody's life. You can change your own life one drawing at a time. You can change other people's lives by being inspiring. When you have a bad day and you're able to go make a piece of art that expresses yourself and it makes some of that negativity now positive, that's life changing, you know? And as you take all this negative and through your superpower, you transform it into something positive. You're literally making the world a better place. You're making the world more positive, one piece of art at a time. And the crazy thing about something about art is that it's it's infectious. If you're expressing yourself through art, you're going to give other people the permission to do it themselves. And when they have the permission to express themselves, then they start taking negativity in the world and they start turning it into positivity. And then if every person is inspiring each other to go make art and turn negativity into positivity through the process, then we can literally, one artist at a time, one piece of art at a time, make the world a better place. And what you do is when you start doing that, you give people a permission structure. You give people permission to express themselves. You give people permission to make mistakes. And it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to make bad art sometimes. Good night, Sharon Ali Kako. It's wonderful to meet you. Be sure and like and subscribe. What's up, roses? Oh no, Rosie got rear-ended. Well, I'm glad that you're feeling better. Rosie, I know you love dragons. Look, we're drawing a dragon. All right, well, I want you to remember, that you can be that person that makes the beautiful art. You can be the person that makes the ugly art. But as long as you're expressing yourself and you're encouraging yourself and you're encouraging other people, then you're doing it right. And so many people they forget. They think that art is about a perfect, beautiful picture, and it's not. Art is about your self-expression. And I want you to get out there and I want you to start expressing yourself through art. And when you're having bad days, you're dealing with difficult times, you're going to get better at expressing yourself through art. As you get better, your community's going to notice and they're going to start being inspired by you, not just by the way your art looks, but the way you're able to express yourself. That's going to inspire other people to do the same thing. And you are that person. You might think, oh, I can't do that, or, I'm not an artist, or my drawings aren't that good. That's not true. That's not true. If you do art the way I'm doing here, the way we talk about, where it's all about self-expression, maybe you set out to make an ugly piece of art. Then how can someone say it's not working? How can someone say it's not good art? If you're setting out to make art that is expressive, we do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays right now, Megan. Good night, Gabriel's cat. Megan, so remember that you are that artist, you are that person, you can do it. And I'm proud of you for doing that, for starting today. You can teach people how important expressing yourself is just by making art. And it's tough to realize that you are the person that's going to do it, but it is you. You are the person. We're all going to do it one thing at a time. So don't forget, you're not alone. You have communities like this. If you're dealing with a hard time, come chat with us. There's more communities than just this, too. So don't feel alone. Don't feel like you're not going to be understood. People are understanding you. We're all dealing with the same life. We're all dealing with the same drama. And I'm proud of you. Keep becoming a better person. Keep becoming a better artist every day. You can learn through art that none of these lines really matter. It's all the lines together that make up the picture. It's the audience viewing the piece of art that makes the art work in the first place. This is such a collaborative effort, and it's about the process. It's about going through the process with a community, with yourself, learning how to draw, learning how to de-stress, how to make mistakes, how to apologize to yourself, how not to be overly critical when there's no reason to be critical. You want to just de-stress, have fun, make art. Remember, life gets tough. I know it does. Life gets tough for the easiest of us. But remember, when life gets tough, don't take it out on yourself. Don't take it out on yourself. Don't take it out on yourself. Take it out on art. I love you. I'm proud of you. The world's a better place because your art is in it. The world's a better place because you're in it. Don't you forget that. So come back. Please like, please sub. Keep expressing yourself. You're important. You're wonderful. Thank you. I'm proud of you. All right. Vertical's over. I will see y'all for the after party in the horizontal. All right, what's up, y'all? Now we're back to the horizontal. The party is gonna slow down a little bit. Um, what did you think about my dragon, Rose? I'm sorry to hear that you got in an accident. That sucks. Let me catch up. Oh yeah, you've been sore. I'm sorry. Ugh. All right, y'all. It's just us on the horizontals now, y'all. Let's chat back. Wolfman, did you share some only 2 new subscribers, huh? Oh well. One at a time. We building this one brick at a time, aren't we? Brick by brick, baby. Washing my hands. Sorry, I gotta wipe all this charcoal off. It's everywhere. Everything is covered in charcoal. Posted a video in the random images chat about the crash, and I all posted about that. All right, I'll check it out in just a second. Thought they were doing some kind of update to Discord, which might kill the Discord. By the way, did y'all see that they're about to make some changes to Discord that apparently might ruin it? Have any of y'all heard about that? All right, so that's a good general cleanup, I think. Let's pull it up here. I don't know if I want to put your details on the stream, Rosie, but I'm gonna look at it. I don't know if we want to put your car details up on the stream. But I'll take a look at it. Oh no. Yeah. Rosie, I see the car wreck, but I'm gonna delete this video from the Discord just because it shows your license plate. That sucks though. Sorry about the accident. I'm sure it's fine, but I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it just so it didn't. No, it's okay. It's not a big deal. But that sucks. But Rosie, I'm glad that you came here and you talked to us about it and you expressed yourself about it. That's the least you could do. That's got to help you feel a little better. Just kind of sharing it with some people and talking about it is important. I appreciate you coming in here and talking to us in the community. I know how important it can be to just kind of chat with some people about some things when you've had a bad day. So I appreciate you choosing this community. Yeah, I bet it is frustrating. Yeah, well, one thing I like to say is that frustration is a precursor to breakthrough. So all that negative tension is going to give way eventually to a better day. So just hang in there, Rosie. And I know how bad it sucks. I know it sucks, dude. I'm sorry that that happened to you. And you know what I'm going to say. If you start getting overwhelmed, find some time to be alone with a sheet of paper and a pencil and try just drawing or writing or just breathing. Go take a long shower or just find a good way to express yourself in a way that is mentally healthy for you. I'm not like telling you what to do. I just want to help give you permission that it's okay to get overwhelmed and find some time for yourself because of it. I think it's okay. I just want to make sure that you feel like you have permission to do that. Sometimes you gotta stop for a second and you just gotta fucking scream at the sky, scream into a pillow. But then you gotta turn around and you just gotta get back to it. Once you've gave yourself permission to kind of deal with the trauma and the frustration, then you gotta get back to it. You gotta get back to it. Oh, dust everywhere. All right, Rosie. I didn't see Wolfman back here chatting. All right, Rosie, what's today? Tuesday. We'll be back here Thursday. Appreciate you being here to hang out and chat with us. I'm sorry about the car, but I'm happy that you're here hanging out with us. All right, y'all. Get out of here. Take it out on art. Get that music cracking. See y'all next time. Take it out on art.